Thank you so much, Thomas, for the kind introduction, and also thanks to the organization for inviting me to give this keynote lecture. I hope you will enjoy it because it's a really different topic. So usually in our communities, when we talk about forensics, we think about blueprints, we think about documents, we think about signatures. So here we are talking about bones, and we are talking about identifying people, human beings, from the skeletal remains. So that's the main core of the topic. There you have, I have plenty of slides, so Thomas, of course, feel free. I will skip some of them. Feel free to let me know if I'm late. So I'm trying, this is a 13 years research project. So we started working with some forensic anthropologists by 2005. And since then, we have managed to apply different computational intelligence techniques, mainly evolutionary computation, fuzzy computation, fuzzy systems, and also computer vision and image processing in order to automate some of the human identification techniques they have. So this is the structure. I will first introduce the topic. You will recognize some things from the shows, the TV shows you have maybe seen. And then I will link these two topics on the use on how we manage to design solutions, computational intelligence-based solutions to solve these problems. And I will show you one complete system for this identification that has 3 different stages. I've removed one of them, the presentation of one of them, because there was no time for that. And finally, I will show you our last research with a different human identification techniques that is being used, for example, by the Americans, by the States, to identify the soldiers from the Vietnam War. And it's based on similar techniques, but it's different in the kind of implementation. So that's the idea. We are talking about human identification, either for alive or dead people. That's usually done in forensic medicine. We focus, there are many different techniques. We focus on a skeleton base. And this idea of alive or dead, living people, it's important. So we are not only using the bones themselves, the post-mortem, but also CTs and also MRIs of living people. So this is always done every time that the forensic anthropologist needs to classify the sample. So think, for example, in a mass disaster, so you can use DNA or you can use blueprints or wherever, but first they need to organize the bones and to decide the number of people, and from the bones they get some information. And sometimes, when there is no other kind of information, especially in this kind of fire or in this kind of mass disaster victims, they identify only based on the skeleton. Those are